Mathura Buddha image inscription of the time of Kanishka. Regnal Year 14, Provenance, Mathura district, Uttar Pradesh. Script Middle Brahmi of the northern class exhibiting resemblance with characters of the 3rd century AD, language, Sanskrit influenced by Prakrit references, Dr. Saini. Ep.ind XIX, pp. 96 ff, H. Luders, Mathura Inscriptions pp. 116 ff. I. pp. 518. 1. Sahni and Luders read the first symbol in the date as 10. Sircar confirms the reading as correct. Depending upon some defective facsimile, some other scholars have proposed various other readings. I. Bhandarkar inscriptions of the early Gupta kings. Read the date as 84 and referred it to Kalachuri era, corresponding to A.D. 332, which is close to Samudragupta's accession. He concludes that the Kushana rule had extended to Mathura just before the rise of the Guptas, and that Devaputra Shahi of the Allahabad pillar inscription of Samudragupta was none other than the contemporary Kushana king referred to in this inscription, who should be identified with Kanishka too. 2. Mirashi rejects his reading of the date which he reads as 54 is equal to 54, which must be referred to the Saka era of 78 A.D. started by Kanishka I. 54 AD as well as Saka era of 78 AD belonged to the reign of Kanishka II, who was ruling jointly with Huvishka from 50 to 58 Saka. Notes on D.R. Bhandarkar's inscriptions of the early Gupta kings. Note I. The date of the Mathura pedestal inscription of Kanishka, pp. 48 to 49. To but la saw and ha and are of eastern class, as in the Allahabad pillar inscription of Samudragupta. And shaw and saw are of western variety. Such paleographic vagaries are found elsewhere too. English translation of the inscription. On the day 10 of the month, Posha, in of Maharaja Devaputra Kanishka Sanigila, the wife of the Pravartika, Hastin installs this image for worship of her favored deity. The Bhagavat, the Pitmaha, the truly and completely enlightened one or cessation of all misery. 1. From the Facsimile in Ep.ind 19 facing p97. 2. Shaw below is redundant. 3. Pravarika, a maker or dealer in Pravara. 4. The Buddha is called Pitmaha in Luders list number 910 and in an inscription from Kosam, Ep.ind XXIV. pp. 147 to 48. 5. The stop is indicated by a slightly curved horizontal stroke. Vima Cadphises was the founder of Kushan dynasty. Vima had adopted the title of Lord of the whole world. He issued several gold coins. Kanishka was a powerful king of Kushan dynasty. He ruled over Afghanistan, Punjab and Kashmir regions. He had the title of Devaputra, which means son of God. He was a follower of Buddhist belief. Kushana kings were honored with divine titles like Devaputra. The Kushan Empire was fragmented into semi-independent kingdoms in the 3rd century AD. Their western half was taken over by the Sassanid Empire while their eastern territories fell to the Gupta Empire. Kushan rulers are recorded for a period of about 3 centuries, from circa AD 30 to circa 375, until the invasions of the Kedarites. They ruled around the same time as the western satraps, the Satavahanas, and the first Gupta Empire rulers. The first ruler of the empire was Chandragupta I, who united the Guptas with the Lichavis by marriage. His son, the celebrated Samudragupta, expanded the empire through conquest. The most notable rulers of the dynasty were Chandragupta I, Samudragupta, and Chandragupta II, also known as Vikramaditya.